Joy Jagannath.
If you ever try to research a little bit about Naveen Patnaik, you'll quickly realize his life reads like a gripping novel, full of unexpected turns, rich characters, and transformative journeys. In fact, I also just learned he played a short role in a movie starring Pierce Brosnan in 1988. I will tell you more about that in the end. Because first, I must tell you 5 absolutely riveting stories about the former CM who seamlessly blended the worlds of art, culture, and politics, leaving an indelible mark on each. I'm Manisha Dikari, and you're watching First Things Fast.
Priya bhai uboni mane, namaskar.
Boutique, the books, and Jackie O. Art was his favorite subject. Before Doon School, he had studied for a brief period in St. Joseph's Convent in Cuttack, on to Welham in Dehradun, before completing his senior Cambridge certificate at age 17 from the Doon School. Pakka Babalok antecedents, if you ask me. His friends called him Pappu. Those are probably the 1950s, and Pappu did not have the same connotation as it does today. At Doon School, he found a great guide in the art teacher Ratin Mitra. He also made great friendships. He once shared a hostel room with classmate Sanjay Gandhi, yes, Indira Gandhi's son. But it was his association with another school friend, Martin Singh, that was more enduring. Martin's nickname was Mappu. Together, Mappu and Pappu would go on to start INTAC, or the Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage, a non-profit that even to this day helps conserve, restore and protect hundreds of monuments that fall outside the purview of the Archaeological Survey of India. So now, after a BA from St. Stephen's, while his father was going from strength to strength in politics, Pappu was more at home in what some of us less gifted people would describe as the arty-farty circles. Pappu and Mappu started another arty-farty institution, the Psychedelic. Richly located at Delhi's famous Oberoi Hotel, the Psychedelic Boutique not only catered to India's rich and powerful, obviously, it also supplied Indian textile to London outlets such as Anacat and Mr. Fish. The Beatles, who had at one time come and stayed at the Oberoi apparently, also bought some clothes from the Psychedelic. Anyway, Pappu was becoming quite famous in those circles, which also included Diana Vreeland, then editor of the Vogue, the famous fashion magazine. It was Vreeland who introduced him to Jacqueline Kennedy in the early 1980s. Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis she was by then. But what was she doing meeting a guy running a boutique in Delhi? Well, as the Vanity Fair put it, for the greatest part of her life, Jacqueline was a book editor. She was a senior editor with Doubleday, a famous American publisher, when she came to India in 1983. Yes, she had come here as a first lady too. Aren't these photos from 1962 just great? Okay, back to 1983. It was Pappu now who took Jackie and her son John on a research project to Jaipur, Jodhpur, Lucknow and Hyderabad. Not long after, she edited a book for our hero. It was called A Desert Kingdom. He would write 2 more books, all for Jackie's Doubleday. At a book launch party for one of them in New York, Jacqueline was a guest. What fun. All was well until one day. Pappu's father died. Life had happened. It was the April of 1997. His life would never be the same again. Despite being from an illustrious political family, Naveen Patnaik had for most part of his early life stood away from politics. His dad was called the maker of modern Odisha, and the Patnaiks the state's first family. But Biju Patnaik had never forced any sort of career path on his children. After his death, Pappu had to make a choice. Let me start from the beginning. In 1995, Biju Patnaik had lost the Chief Minister's chair. The following year, he had won the Aska Lok Sabha constituency. So when he died, there was a scramble to find a candidate to fight the by-election from the seat. After all the political infighting, etc., everyone agreed that one of the Patnaik children would make the best candidate. Industrialist Prem Patnaik declined. The sister Geeta was living in the US with her husband, publisher Sunny Mehta. What about Naveen? Well, apparently he initially argued that he had never lived in Odisha, and forget everything else, he did not even speak Odia. That's when then Prime Minister I.K. Gujral is said to have stepped in. When the PM requests you to fight an election for his party, you say yes. So it hit Naveen. But another version of the events is mentioned in Ruben Banerjee's biography of Naveen Patnaik. Banerjee says that an industrialist friend of the family insisted that Naveen's choice to join politics was his own. The book says, one night Naveen walked up to Prem and made his intentions clear. Now that you and Rani have refused, can I go to contest for Maska? Naveen is supposed to have asked his startled brother. It doesn't matter how exactly he made that choice, Pappu had now become a Patnaik for life. Oh, and he won the Lok Sabha by-election in Maska, obviously.
When Naveen Patnaik first took over as Chief Minister on March 5, 2000, he was seen as unfit for the job and doomed to failure.
It would not be a guess to say that Naveen Patnaik, the owner of an avant-garde boutique, the friend of Jackie Kennedy, the art and culture enthusiast, would have felt completely out of place in Odisha, one of India's poorest states. In Reuben Banerjee's biography of the man, the writer mentions how Naveen would have arrived in Aska to fight an election. Aska was primarily rural, Banerjee writes, where most people were poor and open defecation was rampant. Naveen too was aghast and possibly held his nose at times as he negotiated Aska's serpentine roads lined with filth and human excreta. Naveen would complain to local officials that he saw stray dogs living inside the local hospital. Then there was this lake called Tampara, dry and dying. One of his first successes as a change agent was probably this lake, which he got cleaned and revived using the money that Lok Sabha MPs get for development work in their constituencies. Over the years, while he went from strength to strength in politics, Naveen Patnaik also faced several moments of complete embarrassment. Most of it had to do with his weak grip on the local language. On a visit to a town called Chandikhol one time, he is supposed to have mistakenly referred to it as Chandikhol. Yes, I don't think I need to explain what Chandikhol means. Then apparently there was this other time when, while trying to refer to Fakir Mohan Senapati, Odisha's greatest writer, Naveen ended up calling him Fakir Mohan Satpati. Satpati instead of Senapati. Despite all the handicaps he had, Naveen Patnaik became Chief Minister for the first time in 2000. It would take 24 years before any party other than his Biju Janata Dal could even come close to forming a government in Bhubaneswar.
I must start by congratulating you on having achieved what no other opposition leader has.
Naveen had become so entrenched in Bhubaneswar, the state forgot all about the CM's official residence. This brings us to our third story. This one is called Naveen and his Naveen Nivas. Okay, so Biju Patnaik built this home 4 years after Naveen, his youngest child, was born, and so he named it after him. When Naveen became CM, he simply refused to move into the official residence. He made Naveen Nivas the heart of the power corridor in the state capital. One feature in the Telegraph said that since Naveen Nivas was in shouting distance of the Bhubaneswar airport, the home harks back to Patnaik's gone by jet-setting days. Cut to 2024. Naveen's 24-year rule ended last week. The BJP is now in office after winning 78 seats in the state's 147-member assembly. But there is a problem. Unlike Naveen Babu, the new CM would need an official residence now. So officials of the Odisha government began scouring multiple properties, and among the shortlisted ones was a building that Naveen had been using as his grievance cell, where he would come and meet the general public. Crazy, right? Naveen Patnaik's track record as CM was pretty immaculate. This Indian Express story by Pralay Kanungo listed his achievements.
We have witnessed remarkable transformation across every sphere, from almost zero investment 2 decades ago. We have emerged as a favorite destination for investment.
Over the years, Naveen made a reputation as someone who just did not tolerate corruption of any kind, especially by his own party members. Many senior leaders were sacked or suspended as a result. He was known to run the state through his bureaucrats. And from within this coterie emerged one V.K. Pandian, an Odisha cadre civil servant of Tamil origin. By 2024, Pandian had resigned as a bureaucrat and joined Naveen's party. Speculations tipped him as Naveen's successor. If you speak to anyone in Odisha today, this would be among one of the key reasons why they did not vote for Naveen Patnaik this time. The BJP painted him as an outsider.
The BJP alleges that though Pandian is of Tamil origin, he is angling to take over as Chief Minister after the election.
And then there was the age factor. Naveen is 77 years old now, and the state was looking for some fresh blood.
Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik's video surfaced. Look closely. This has triggered a showdown and a controversy. In this video, Patnaik's close aide V.K. Pandian, a bureaucrat earlier, now a Neta, appears to be trying to hide the Chief Minister's trembling hand.
But even as he parted with power, Naveen did it in his own special way.
Now that Naveen Patnaik has come and joined this ceremony is very, very important and unique because it's a historic time that we are talking about.
Ignoring the acrimonious election campaign where the BJP made personal attacks on him, Naveen accepted the invite to attend the new CM's oath-taking ceremony and even went to stage, exchanging pleasantries with the PM and Mohan Maji, the new CM. As Naveen Patnaik's storied political journey comes to a close, his legacy will be remembered for ages surely. From the boutique owner rubbing shoulders with Jackie O to the reluctant politician who transformed Odisha, Naveen's life has been anything but ordinary. But if Naveen's career has taught us anything, it's that change, while inevitable, can be navigated with grace and dignity. As he steps back, the state looks forward, ready for the next chapter.
उस पार्टी के शपथ ग्रहण समारोह में वो गए, नए मुख्यमंत्री को अपना उन्होंने आशीर्वाद भी दिया और मन में कोई कटुता नहीं है, कोई कड़वाहट नहीं है और उनकी विनम्रता जो है उसने आज पूरे देश का दिल जीत लिया है.
Oh yes, I almost forgot about 1988 film. It's called The Deceivers. The adventure film was directed by Nicholas Meyer and starred Pierce Brosnan, Shashi Kapoor and Saeed Jaffrey. It was based on a novel on something known as the Thuggy of India. The film faced all kinds of trouble while shooting, but that's probably a story for another day. This social media post pointed at the man standing next to Shashi Kapoor's character as Naveen Patnaik. The footage is too grainy for me to confirm that, but I'm sure that there will be many of you who will know more. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you found this video informative, please like, comment and subscribe for more updates. Thank you for watching First Things Fast.
My deep gratitude to the people of my state, of Odisha, for blessing me time and time again, showering me with their blessings and permitting me to serve them.